Little Salty Homesteader here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time joining me, I am a backyard gardener in Zone 8A in North Texas. Today I am doing my first garden tour of 2021, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about my spring and summer garden plans. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start here. It's kind of a barren area other than the weeds that are growing and the water hose that I need to wind up. But over here is where I'm going to put all of my peppers. Now, 95% of my garden is in containers, and that's also true for my peppers. So I'm going to put all of them right here. Now, the good thing about peppers is that you can plant more than one pepper in the same container. So like if I have 2 jalapeno plants, I can put them in the same pot, and then that will take up a lot less space than if I put each individual pepper plant in an individual pot. So I think they're all going to fit right here, and it'll be really convenient whenever I'm cooking dinner and I need to come out and grab a bell pepper or a jalapeno or whatever it is for cooking. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to work out. It does get a ton of sun in the summer until about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, whenever the sun is further west and the trees are able to provide shade. So it might get a little bit crazy, but we'll see. Then over here, first we have Logan. Hi, Logan.
Hello.
Hello. He's living his best life with his jammies today. Then over here we have kind of the quiet part of the garden. Right now there's not a whole lot going on. I have a couple of jasmine plants and a couple of herbs sticking around, but everything else is kind of lying dormant until springtime returns. Okay, so over here, one of my plans is where the 2 jasmine plants are. I want to build some smaller raised beds, like 2 foot by 4 foot, one there and then one there, and then do like a cattle panel arch to go over to plant my cucumbers, my scarlet runner beans, and my Malabar spinach on. And I think that that's going to work really nicely, and it'll give like a cool tunnel, and I'll put some stepping stones to create a cute little pathway there. And then I will also have containers of zucchinis and some other squashes over here, and then some flowers, nasturtiums and cosmos and zinnias. And then right here, where my little lonely cilantro is, I am going to put my basil garden. So I have several types of basil. It's one of our favorite herbs. So I'm going to grow it all along here.
Where's the cilantro?
Where's the cilantro? Right here. Cilantro's right here in the tamale bag. Isn't that funny?
It's okay, cilantro.
It looks a little sad because Mommy's harvested a lot for salsa. But it's still growing. Looks kind of happy.
I think it's sad because it's all alone.
All alone? I know. Hopefully soon it'll have some friends.
Sometimes people get sad because they're alone.
You're right. Sometimes people do get sad because they're alone. So, yes, I think my basil is going to go along here. One, it'll make the bees really happy, and it'll smell amazing when I come out here. And because we use that so much, it'll be nice to have that all in one area too. Then on this potting stand here, I think that I'll put some other herbs like dill and parsley, more cilantro and stuff. As we get closer to spring and summer, this gets quite a bit more sunlight during the day. Right now it gets mostly shade, but during the warm months it doesn't actually get shade until about 4:30 p.m. So this is going to need to be some extremely sun tolerant stuff over here in this area. And then of course our gigantic rosemary that is living its best life still. It's starting to bloom, and it smells so good over here. I actually harvested some yesterday for fire cider. Started my first batch of fire cider. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Then we have the one raised bed that I have in the entire garden for now. Right now it has kale in it, and I promise that the kale is growing. I just keep harvesting leaves off of it and eating it, so it doesn't ever seem like it's getting bigger. But this is going to have 6 eggplants in it come late spring, early summer. I did plant some snow peas along the back here the other day, so hopefully those sprout soon, and then they'll climb up this metal fencing. Sorry buddy, that's just the gate. Other than that, all I have over here is lettuces and leafy greens, some collard greens. That is kind of like a trap plant currently for cabbage moths, because I pick one off almost every day. That is kind of the downside to living in such a in an area with such mild winters, is because the bugs don't ever fully die. I'm still battling aphids and I'm battling cabbage worms. So I have the collard greens. I have some radishes I planted a couple weeks ago, lemon thyme, then some spinach that's finally starting to do something, arugula, then some joker lettuce that I'm going to collect the seeds on, some more joker lettuce, baby bok choy. Again, a cabbage moth got a hold of that one. The other ones look pretty good though. They're growing really healthy. A random collard green plant. Some carrots. These are looking really healthy. They're not ready to pull yet, obviously, but they're looking really healthy. And some more lettuce. I planted some snapdragons last week or the week before. I don't know if you can see those tiny little sprouts from the snapdragons, but I'll try to get. So I'm really excited for those. I think the kids are gonna really love them. Over here, this summer, this will be my tomato patch. I am going to leave the 2 green raised planters there. I'm gonna grow herbs and maybe some like shorter flowers in there. Then I'm gonna get rid of these cinder block rows and then just have 5-gallon buckets of tomatoes all the way down for how many ever rows I need for all my tomatoes, and probably come down this quite a bit, move my cinder blocks here that I stacked up that day. But obviously I have right now garlic growing. I have some more carrots. These are growing a little bit slower than the other ones because they don't get as much sunshine, but they're still happy and healthy. These are radishes that need to be replanted. They grew greens fine, but never grew any actual bulbs. So I'm going to replant now that we're officially in winter. Some Japanese red mustard here. Some rainbow chard here. I picked these leaves at about this size to saute with some kale, and then I top it with like a fried egg and some sauteed jalapeno and onion and garlic, and it's so good. So that plant is really happy. I have some radishes here, right here. Then I have calendula, and I'm not sure if this is coffee and cream calendula or if this is the other one that I planted, but we'll find out whenever it starts blooming. It's really close. We have King of the Mountain. Hi!
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. I think I know how to defeat the chef in Luigi's Mansion 3.
How so?
Maybe you have to be Luigi and start sucking, and then use Gooigi to sneak up behind the chef ghost and then suck the chef ghost up.
Oh, maybe.
Yep.
Okay, so then we have some more cold weather crops over here. We have Calibos cabbage in these 3 buckets. They were not growing for the longest time, but now they're really picking up speed with their growing. The leaves are really happy. I started fertilizing them weekly with blood meal, and that seems to have perked them up. This purple cauliflower, I don't know if it's ever going to produce fruit. It kind of had the same non-growing struggles as the Calibos cabbage. Then I have my regular cauliflower, and I know it has a couple of ugly leaves on it. I didn't realize that these especially these cold weather crops were such heavy nitrogen feeders, so they were starting to get kind of nutrient deficient. So I am pretty much fertilizing this entire row of stuff weekly with blend meal. So I have these 3 cauliflower. This one and this one are about the size of baseballs. This one is a little bit bigger, about the size of a softball. Then these 2 are Romanesco broccoli. They are not forming a head as of yet. I don't know, I can't really, some of the leaves are kind of closed up, so I can't really get in there to see. Maybe it's a very tiny head. Then we have my beautiful green stalk. Yesterday I transplanted some dino kale. I transplanted 2 into here, and then I transplanted 2 blue scotch kales into here. It's really nice to just walk out and grab some leafy greens for breakfast or lunch or whatever. And then I planted several lettuce seeds yesterday here in 5 of these pockets. It's been a really mild winter. We only had snow one day, no sleet or anything, so I think I'll be able to get some lettuce pretty quickly. I still have Merlot lettuce growing here. Like I said, we pull all these leaves whenever they're kind of young, so the plant never gets very big. And then purple sprouting broccoli here. These plants are all super lush and healthy. No broccoli is forming just yet, but I think we might be starting to get close. But we'll see. The plants are super healthy though, so that makes me happy. And then we have the inside of the greenhouse. In the greenhouse I currently have Cheyenne pepper plants. I have 2. They have some peppers that are getting close to being ripened, so I'm going to be harvesting those soon. I will dehydrate them and grind them into a powder. The Cheyenne peppers, the flavor is really close to cayenne, so we use it the exact same way. I also have my lonely bell pepper plant. It does have 1 bell pepper on it. It's growing. It's about this long now, so that's really exciting. I have lavender that is blooming, and it smells really good. It's not blooming like a huge amount, so you can't smell it as soon as you walk in the door, but it does have a couple of blooms on it. Let's see if I can get it here. So it does have a couple of blooms, and now my hands are going to smell like lavender, which I am not mad about at all. And then I have my 2 hibiscus plants, which was the reason I built the greenhouse, was to protect them in the winter. I have my Mad Hatter pepper plant that is doing really well. It's growing new healthy leaves. It does have a few peppers on it that are almost to their size, and they're probably going to start ripening up. Then I have all of the seeds that I am starting for spring and summer. So we have peppers started, tomatoes started, eggplant, some spring crops, kohlrabi, broccoli, cauliflower, those type of things. Some herbs and leafy greens and coleus and more leafy greens. So I am really, really, really excited. My garden space is going to be expanded quite a bit. I'm sure that it's going to be a lot of work, but I know that being able to feed my family stuff directly from the backyard is going to be really rewarding and really exciting. I do have like a small pit made over there out of some pink like border path blocks. That's for watermelon and cantaloupe. The green stalk is also going to have strawberries in the top 2 tiers, and then the bottom tier will have some carrots and radishes. or just radishes since they grow so fast, and then I can just quickly swap it around to a summer crop. I'm also going to be growing more zinnias. I'm going to be growing nasturtiums, cosmos, more marigolds than what I planted here. I just wanted to see which ones would grow better, the direct sowed marigolds or the ones that I'm getting an early start with. Obviously my hibiscus I'll move back outside in the spring once, probably early mid-April, once the threat of freezing weather has passed. I'll have my tomato patch, my pepper patch, the cucumbers that I talked about at the beginning of the tour. The eggplants are going to go into the raised bed. I have 6 plants total for eggplant, so I think that that's plenty of space for that. Zucchini and other squashes are going to go in containers over close to where the cattle panel arch is going to be. Okay, sorry. Let's see here. Where was I? I was talking about spring garden plans and what I have going on currently. As you can tell, a lot of the life is right here in the greenhouse or right next to it. It's really exciting to come out here during the day and like check on my seeds, check on my other plants that are currently growing and producing, producing a little bit of food. I come out here several times a day. I'll come into the greenhouse and just get a quiet moment away from the chaos. I'm not sure if you guys can hear Logan outside or not. He's FaceTiming his best friend. Since he's been virtual schooling, he hasn't really had a lot of kid interaction other than with Lily, and then FaceTimes with his cousin. So it's really exciting whenever he gets to talk to his friends. So he's all over the place out there. But during the day it gets really hectic, me working full time, the kids are doing school from home. I'm trying to finish up my degree, plus cooking and chores and all of the other things. So I'll pop out here and I'll just take a minute to just refocus myself. It's always cozy out here, even whenever it's not super sunny, because I made the thermal heaters, so it's always warmer in here than it is out there, which is great. I'm able to check to see what things are coming to life. This building has been just amazing in so many ways, other than the fact that I'm starting seeds in January. So I'll just give you guys just a quick view of all of that. So I have seeds on three of the 4 shelves, and I did start them all this way, which I have a video out about, and I put them all on the shelves all the way down, all 4 shelves. But as we got to these lower shelves, it was a lot harder to control the temperature at night. So the heating mats weren't keeping the soil as warm as I needed. So I had to switch, and I just lowered these Mars Hydro lights super low to keep the soil warm. And even outside of the direct light, the soil temps are pretty warm. And it does hit all of these, so all of these should sprout. I just planted these yesterday, so these aren't this tray, this yellow tray. I just planted yesterday, so there's nothing busting through on here yet. But you can kind of see some pepper sprouting here, even though it's not directly under the light. So it is staying warm enough to be able to do that. And then these are a little bit farther up because pretty much everything has sprouted there. So I gave it a little bit of distance. You can kind of see where the marigolds are really starting to take off here. So as these grow, I'll continue to raise up the lights, and sort of just give distance for things to be able to grow. But that is really the most exciting thing I have in the garden right now, is the seeds that I have started, the plans, the upcoming season. I know that a lot of regions aren't even anywhere near this I'm really fortunate with where I live. I mean, this is probably still too early to start this, to be quite honest. I'm going to be repotting and then repotting again. But the fact that I'm able to do this did such wonderful things for my soul. And I'm so excited. And I have some beautiful lettuce here I just wanted to show you guys because, see if you guys can see. Look at that. It's so pretty. So, that's really all I wanted to show you guys today. I wanted to take you on the first tour of 2021, and I wanted to show you how the seeds were progressing and sort of give you guys my plans for my spring and my summer garden. I will go ahead and I'll show you my watermelon pit really quickly here. What I did, if you guys can see that, what I did was I filled this, hey. What I did was I filled this with compost and then topped it with leaves. It is a little bit wet from the compost yesterday, so I will have the kids stomp on it, kind of break up the leaves a little bit, probably tomorrow before it rains again. That way the rain can start breaking down those leaves that I added. And then I told you about the green stalk with the strawberries and the leafy greens and things. I'm really excited about that. I was reading that I can grow zucchini and squash in the pockets. So as the leafy greens fizzle out, I might experiment with that to see. The one thing that I didn't talk about was, two things. I have corn and okra seeds, and I think I'm going to have to grow those in 5-gallon buckets as well, just because they're kind of big plants. But I'm kind of undecided on where I'm going to put them. The okra plants are really, really beautiful, so I kind of want them to be a focal point almost. So I may put them over there with the cucumbers and the other things. But the corn, my husband thinks is hideous whenever it's growing. So I might put it in buckets along this wall of the greenhouse. Now I understand that the ones that are in the middle are going to be pollinated quite a bit better than the ones on the ends because they are wind pollinated. So we'll have to see. I might even put them outside of this fence. But then that's in the alley, and then I worry like people will steal my buckets. So again, I'm undecided. Maybe I can put them outside of the fence over here. That's where our driveway is to get to our garage. So that might work too. But that's one of the things that I have left to figure out is where am I going to plant corn, because I do want to grow it. And my friends Brett and Kaliki sent me like 1 million seeds to plant. So I want to plant them. It's glass gem and it's so beautiful, so I'm really excited about that. Buddy, put your shoes on, okay? But that is, that's pretty much my plan for now. If it changes, I'll let you guys know. I'm really excited to grow a garden this year. I mean, I was excited last year, but more so this year because of how much I'm expanding it, how much food I'm going to be able to grow. It's going to be so amazing. But yeah, that's it. That is pretty much all that I have going on in the garden for right now. Thank you guys so much for coming outside and joining me today. It's a beautiful day outside. It's about 65 degrees. It is a bit windy, but it's nicer than other days we've had in the past week or so. And then of course like a week ago it was snowing, so Texas is bizarre, y'all. If you guys liked what you saw, if you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss any uploads. My uploading is a bit sporadic right now. Gardening, as you know, is dependent upon the weather, and so is YouTubing. Hopefully I'll be able to get into the kitchen to shoot more cooking videos for you guys. If you want to see anything in particular, go ahead and comment below, like if you have a recipe idea for me. My first recipe video was gluten-free chicken and dumplings. I do cook everything gluten-free except for my kids. I have a wheat allergy and my husband doesn't eat grains at all. So, excuse me. So if you guys have an idea of a recipe that you would like to see, or just something that you're curious about with us living gluten-free and grain-free, then feel free to comment that below, and I will work on a video for that for you guys. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!